Nick Kyrgios on Serena Williams, Coco Gauff, and the best-of-5 debate in women's tennis. Nick Kyrgios is one of the sport's most divisive characters, but there's no doubt he's left his mark on the game in more ways than one. His style, personality, and approach are hard to ignore. While some find it refreshing, others see it as disruptive, but either way, he has drawn plenty of attention to tennis over the past decade. There's been a noticeable shift towards a more inclusive atmosphere in tennis, and part of that change can be attributed to voices like Kyrgios, who have never shied away from challenging the status quo, speaking exclusively to tennis head. Just after discussing Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner's dominance on the ATP Tour, Kyrgios shared his views on a range of issues within the WTA Tour as well. Nick Kyrgios started by addressing the ongoing rumors around Serena Williams. Even though she hasn't confirmed anything herself, there's been a steady flow of talk that she might be thinking about a comeback. When asked how the 23-time Grand Slam winner might handle today's WTA Tour, Kyrgios told Tennis Head, "Athletes are getting better every year. It's hard to say. She's the tennis GOAT, and everyone is chasing her. It'll be cool to see her back, just to watch her again, regardless of the results, to be honest. But don't underestimate what 23 slams does for the mental game. She's been through all the trenches in tennis and knows exactly what it takes to win." Serena has reportedly been seen practicing with current tour players behind closed doors, though whenever she's pressed on it, she insists there's nothing more to it than gossip. Kyrgios weighs in on women playing best-of-5 sets. Kyrgios has never shied away from weighing in on controversial topics. That openness is a big reason why he's built such a dedicated following, offering perspectives that few others on tour are willing to share. The idea of women playing best-of-5 sets at Grand Slams is one topic that rarely gets much public support from ATP players, but Kyrgios didn't hesitate to give his take. While he fully supports the idea that women could handle the format, he actually suggested a change to the men's side instead. Yes, women can play best-of-5 sets. But honestly, that's not the main issue. Men could play best-of-3 sets until the quarterfinals and then best-of-5. That would solve all the scheduling issues at Grand Slams, lead to more upsets, allow fans to watch more matches in a day. The list goes on. Kyrgios has spent much of his time recently away from tennis due to injury and hasn't played professionally since June 2023. Pickleball has filled some of that gap for him lately, where he's been promoting his partnerships with Pickler and Vulcan. Nick Kyrgios backs Coco Gauff after post-match incident. Kyrgios ended by weighing in on the coverage surrounding Coco Gauff following her exit from the Australian Open. Gauff had just lost to Alina Svitolina in straight sets, but she handled herself well, congratulating her opponent before leaving the court. But away from the cameras, or so she thought, Gauff let out her frustration by smashing her racket against a wall. Video of the moment soon made its way. Nick Kyrgios leaned back in his chair, racket resting against the wall like a silent co-conspirator. The room buzzed faintly with post-match energy, but his mind wasn't on the scoreboard. It had drifted somewhere else entirely, somewhere between eras, between arguments, between names that carried weight far beyond the baseline. "Look," he started, half to himself, half to the invisible audience he always seemed to imagine. "Tennis loves a debate. Always has. GOATs, surfaces, rivalries. But there's one conversation we keep circling like it's a second serve under pressure. The best-of-5 in women's tennis." He paused, spinning a ball in his hand. "And somehow, every time it comes up, it ends up being about respect. Or the lack of it." His thoughts flickered first to Serena. Not just the player, but the force. The kind of presence that didn't ask for attention, it demanded it. Kyrgios smirked slightly. Serena didn't need 5 sets to prove anything. She could dismantle you in 2 and make it look like a highlight reel. Power, precision, intimidation, it was all there. People talk about endurance like it's only about time spent on court. Nah. Serena's endurance was mental. Every opponent walked in already carrying the weight of her legacy. He tapped the ball against the floor, rhythm steady. But imagine her in best-of-5? That's what people keep asking. Like it's some kind of missing chapter. I don't know, maybe she dominates even harder. Maybe it gives opponents more time to figure her out. Or maybe it just adds more miles to a career that already demanded everything from her body. Kyrgios leaned forward now, elbows on knees. And then you've got Coco. Whole different energy. New generation. Fearless, fast, and still figuring out just how high her ceiling goes. He grinned. Coco grew up watching Serena. That's the thing. She's not just playing opponents. She's carrying inspiration, expectation, evolution. When she steps on court, it's not just about winning. It's about proving that the next wave isn't waiting politely. It's already here. He bounced the ball higher this time, catching it without looking. Now put Coco in a best-of-5 format. That's interesting. She's young, she's got the legs, she's got the fight. Those longer matches? They could become her playground. Momentum swings, tactical adjustments, emotional resilience. That's where legends start separating themselves. He tilted his head, as if weighing two sides of an argument no one had fully settled. But here's the thing people don't always get. It's not just about whether women can play 5 sets. Of course they can. That's not even a question. It's about whether they should and what it changes. Kyrgios stood up now, pacing slowly. Tennis isn't just physical. It's entertainment. It's scheduling. It's history. The men's game built its identity around 5-set battles, epics that stretch into the night, matches that feel like marathons. The women's game? It built something different. Intensity. Urgency. No room to ease in. You're on the clock from the first point. He stopped, turning back toward the chair. You switch that format. You don't just extend matches. You reshape narratives. You risk losing that sharp, explosive edge. Or maybe you create something even bigger. A shrug. Classic Kyrgios. I mean, imagine a Grand Slam final. Coco down 2 sets, crowd roaring, finding a way back. That's cinema. That's legacy-building stuff. But it's also a different kind of pressure. Not everyone thrives in that space. He picked up his racket now, twirling it loosely. People love to compare. Men versus women. 3 sets versus 5. But tennis doesn't need everything to look the same to be equal. That's where the conversation gets twisted. His voice softened slightly, more reflective than provocative. Serena didn't need 5 sets to become who she is. Coco doesn't need it to become